So,
Can you grab
all
my
right, well,
jar of water
everybody,
on the coffee table?
St. Patrick's Day Eve. So exciting. Look at Krista. She's getting a jump on us. I love it. I have a green wig at home. I should have brought that. What I'm going to do, I'll do it right after this call. I'll post, I always steal things from Nicolette Drain, her VIP group. There's some really fun, 30-day friendly, like St. Patrick's Day ideas for like thin mint shakes and a shamrock shake and just like some fun stuff. And so it's just a really fun extra thing to do for your folks who, who might want to, for sure your 30-day folks, but just everyone in general. And then something I did last year, I'm going to do it again this year because it was so fun to do, is I took, and it'll be on my VIP page tomorrow, but I bought an online Starbucks gift card, and then I took a screenshot of the gift card. And then when I got the email with the barcode for the actual gift card, I took a screenshot of that. And then I posted both of those in my VIP group. But you could also text it out to people and just say, hey, have a coffee on me today. Because you can bring it up to Starbucks and you can hold it to the thing and it'll scan and it'll come off of that gift card. So I started it with like $50 and then I'll add if I need to. I think it was like $60 last year or whatever, but I'm like, that was the commission on one order this week from a PC. So I'm like, okay, and then I've got folks in like a northern region that I'm trying to figure out how to do that up there, that maybe I give them my card or something, because there's a handful up in the Vergas area. But anyway, that's just a really fun, like St. Patrick's Day. They're just a fun way to just spoil your people. So, and I can post that too. Just don't use it. No, just kidding. Please don't use it. All right. So I know you wouldn't. I wanted to check in quick because we had so much conversation. And most of this is going to be about GTC for sure. But I just wanted to check in with folks because I know that since last week, I can't believe it feels like it's been longer, but it hasn't been. Folks have been putting stuff out there and being brave and posting. And I just wanted to hear just a little bit, maybe like 3 minutes till 8:10, like what, and then we can pick it up later if we have time. Just what folks have been seeing and how they've been feeling about getting brave with posting your stories, your journeys. And or any hesitations that folks still have to not yet doing it. Because that's also what we talked about last week.
So I can just share something that's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. Never mind. Elton John. It's a little bit funny. So I did my sort of 30-day post last week, and the theme was, being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I had not realized that that's very much an American expression, because I have a lot of my friends from growing up years that live all over the world. So I had many people respond by saying, I hope you're okay. I hope you feel better soon. Thinking that I was sick. So that was like a learning. So I was able to respond and, say something back to them. But it just was kind of a funny story about how we get kind of stuck in our own little local colloquials, expressions and so on, and they don't always translate, so be careful of that. But I did get some dialogue out of it, so that was good.
Oops, I'm muted too. Patty, you're muted. Are you trying to talk?
There, I said that I was saying that I was reading through this more, and Whitney was saying that you're not going to get 100 likes, you're not going to get 48 comments in the beginning. You just have to keep going. But Anne Marie, I'm guessing that you did that. It was kind of fun to have some of that back and forth dialogue with some people that maybe you wouldn't have with a different type of a post. And so she keeps saying this is warming up the relationships. And so if we can look at it that way, and let go of that outcome that everybody wants to hang on to. I think that, I think it's just going to be, we're just going to love it, because down the road, we're going to get people out of this. What I'm finding the most interesting is the people that are liking it, that are like, that you don't always know people are watching you if they don't make any kind of a movement like that. And it's been interesting to me, the people that are liking it, that I'm just sort of surprised at. And that's kind of cool, because these are people that, some of these people, I never hear anything at all, nothing. And of course, I'm not a giant poster, but when I do post, they're not people that usually say anything. So that part's been kind of cool too, I think. And then I have had a little bit of interaction between a couple different people, which has also been sort of fun. And I just think it's fun to post your stuff, to like kind of put out there, your thoughts around healthy living, and which translates to healthy mind living, healthy body living, healthy everything living. I think it's just a neat thing to do, to like put out there. In fact, Tracy asked me, she goes, I've been seeing some of this, because she's friends with some of you. And if you don't know who Tracy is, she's my daughter and my sponsor in Arbonne. And she thought we were all copying and pasting because they look so clever. And I'm like, no, we're all writing our own, and we just use little emojis or like space it out. And she goes, they really look nice. I thought that was kind of great that she said that. She literally thought we were all like, she was, who's, and then she goes, Mom, they're really well written too. Like, she's reading them. And I'm like, well, thanks. Not just mine, she's reading others. And so I want you guys to know that if she's friends with you on Facebook and you posted, she probably has read yours. And Tracy is the writer in the family. Tracy's who we all go to. I'm pretty good, but I oftentimes will say, I'm stuck here. Tell me what you would do different. And so for her to say that about everybody, I thought that was a pretty big compliment, and looked very professional, she thought.
I love that, Patty. Yes. And that's the one thing I think I have like a max of like 4 emojis every time, because I'm like, don't tell me to do emojis. Okay. I finally listened to the entirety of the Whitney Haynes, and I put it in because I'm like, I was trying to find it myself, and I'm like, okay, if I can't find it, not that like, oh my gosh, if I can't do it, no one can, but like, I should be able to find this. So the s'more that has all of this stuff, all the 30 duplication, created a guide in Do It Now Nation that's in there. And so it's in the guide. And so everything that we're talking about, I would say if you haven't gone through it, or maybe if you have and kind of, I feel like just redo it, like maybe rewatch it or whatever. Some of the things that she says in there and kind of like where she's coming from with this is so great. And I just wrote a couple things down. She said that really what this is about is that she wants to be the person that when someone's like, ugh, I'm feeling kind of crappy, I'm feeling bad, that we are the ones that people reach out to when they're feeling that way. Like that we're their lighthouse, if you will. Like that's what we want to be thought of. And she said, like, don't worry about like reposting kind of the same stuff, because the consistency is huge. It's offering hope and consistency and relating to how most people are feeling. And likely if we're feeling a certain way, there's a lot of other people feeling that same way. And so to share that and be consistent with it. And right, do the do and don't expect anything, just do the do. And it's been super fun. Somebody said today on the post that I did, and I'm easing on in. I've never posted 2 posts on Instagram within a week ever in my ever loving life, never. So there's that. But it was someone from BSF, and she's like, it's been really fun to hear more of your story. And so like, that's really what Patty said, like deepening these relationships. And like, if I'm getting to know you as much as they can, on a platform like this, and then offering to help them. So, I just love that she said, sometimes in order to speed up, you need to slow down. And it got me thinking about and she also is really big on taking care of what we have in front of us. Like, what if we just really took care of what's in front of us? Think of the PCs that we have, think of the clients that we have. What if we went through all of that, like in our, spare time, and just like reached out and said, something really authentic to where you are right now. Like for me, I'd be like, wow, I have been out of touch for a little bit. I just want you to know I so appreciate you, and I am here for anything that you need. And just what if we did that to all with all of our, like what would, first of all, it feels amazing. And I think we're honestly showing up how we want to show up when we're doing that. And don't be like too worried about like having, like, don't make an excuse. Don't make it just be like, yeah, my bad. Like I haven't been there for you and I'm here now. And I would love to help you with any questions that you might have. And I just so appreciate you. That's it. Like, what would that be like? Right? Take 5 seconds. Anyway, so that's my note. Message everyone in my VIP. That's my note. All right. So, okay. We'll continue to keep like,
So are you putting that in your VIP page or you're contacting?
nope,
everybody?
I'm going to reach out to everyone. I'm just
Okay.
going to reach out to
That's what I
everyone.
thought.
Yeah. Yep.
So what I loved
because
about what you said was, don't make an excuse. Because here's the thing. I don't know if you guys
excuses
look
are
at it this
BS.
way, but when someone makes an excuse, they're basically saying it's not my fault. It's like,
Yeah, I hate it. I hear myself do it and I'm like, ick, 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 ick.
Mhm.
Ugh,
You sort of
don't.
negate what you just said. It's been a while, but it wasn't really my
Yeah.
fault. And you weren't that important because I had this going on. So
Exactly.
I'm a huge never make an excuse person. Just own it.
Just own it. Own it.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still an Arbonne consultant. I'm still your consultant.
I
Even though it
actually did
doesn't
have
seem like
somebody
it.
tell me
Yeah.
a year
And
ago to see if I still was. I'm like,
I'd love to help you with anything. I'm here.
yeah.
Oh, right. Just, I mean, just swallow that pride, swallow that pride. All right. Okay. We are here to talk about GTC. Oh gosh, it's not called GTC, Empower Live. I got to get it through my dang head. First they changed web stats to my office and now it's this. All right. Old dog, new tricks. Okay. So Empower Live coming up in July. So we are here to talk about not if you should go, but when it is and why you should go and how to get there and what to start doing now to make it just kind of a no-brainer, right? And so I wanted to just, I don't know, I think maybe start with just like the dates and the rundown, but that's kind of boring a little bit. I mean, I think I would love to hear from some folks who, and I was going to call in Adam, but he's playing volleyball somewhere, which is great. No, it is. It's really great because we had a funny conversation the first Empower Live GTC he ever went to, but I would love to hear from folks who, were on the fence about this and we're like, ugh, this is a volunteer position that I'm in right now. Like, why would I go to this? I go to conferences for, we're on the fence, but then went and what they got out of it. I would just love to hear from.
Do you want to cover the dates and?
Yeah, well, yes. Okay. So the dates are July. It's July 13th. Wednesday is really, that's when the consultant training starts, but you want to get there Tuesday before that because it's that like, I'm pretty sure they start at like 1, usually they're at 1:30 and 3:30. That would just be not fun to like rush on in and blah. So, I recommend going Tuesday to Saturday. That's the 12th through the 16th because Friday is the grand awards and that's really, really fun to watch. And then, so Tuesday through Saturday, it's shorter than it's been the last few years. So, and we can chat about like, maybe we'll just have GTC, I'm just gonna call it that right now. A portion of these huddles dedicated towards that. But I think like really getting excited about what this has been for people and to kind of, for folks who have not been there before and who do kind of have that, this is optional. Like, why isn't it? For folks who've been before and like, it's so hard to put into words, but you hear enough from me every week. So I want to hear from other people. I'll call on you.
Like Sarah's gonna say something.
I'll go.
So go. Okay.
Okay, so I fell in love with the idea of having an Arbonne business when I saw my friend go to GTC and she like earned a special event and she was all dressed up and they were in Vegas and I was like, oh, I want to be part of something that gets me dressed up and being in Vegas. And so I actually, from the beginning, was I joined in August. So I was like looking forward to like that next time again in the spring when it would be to go. And I'll be honest, like there were several obstacles and some people that were just like, no, you can't do this right now. You need to put priorities in your life. You can't do this. And I know that sounds really crappy, and it was kind of crappy, but like, I just said, no, like, this is something I have to do. And like, I will earn the money to go. Like, if any part of your decision is like, I don't have the money to go do this for my business, then you can earn the money. You're in this to earn the money anyways, and for other reasons, but you can earn it. And once you're there, you are immersed in such a variety of cultures, because there are people from consultants from around the world, and my eyes were opened to the vast variety of people that were consultants. There was no one genre of person there. There were people with funny hats on running around. They were young. And I was like, I see my niece. I can see my niece in this, like it opened my eyes to who else could this be for. And then the takeaways that came from just seeing what a massive thing Arbonne is, the beauty that comes from within the organization of the people, and also the event that Arbonne puts on is just class A. It's so beautiful. And, the products and everything that, we get to experience right away is such a fun thing, because you can immediately share that with your people, and it really sparks interest for other people too. Like, I have someone coming with me this year based on she's seen me go and wanted to go, and so like that's building up something too. So you're showing people this is something that's great, and you're making it a priority in your life. And, you can easily attribute it to like, for your job, do you go to training? Do you go to continuing education? Like, is that part of your realm? Like, you do it because you want to keep building yourself ultimately. So you go to this training because it's going to bring value, and it's going to build team, and you're going to get to know your leaders better. And it's just fun. It's so fun. It's so fun.
I would agree with Krista that when I was employed by Iowa State University, we went to trainings a lot to learn how to do things better and increase our knowledge. And certainly they do that at GTC with all the speakers, the main speaker that they brought in before. And I don't know if they're doing that this year, like John Leary did. And is there Kendra, when she wrote that story about storytelling? But anyway, those are great. But all the speakers that are Arbonne consultants, it's fabulous. I think too, one thing that I really liked is no matter what level you are, you feel like you belong, because everybody's there. Everybody wants to learn. Everybody wants to have fun. Everybody's so nice. And so you really feel like you do belong there. And we all like to have a sense of belonging. I like it because I agree with Krista. It's fun to get dressed up for the parties. And, the one party where the VPs have treated us so well, that's been really fun to be acknowledged for things. I think it's very important if you can go. And I always think about what Patty says, spend your money on going to the conference and your lodging. You don't need to buy all the things in the boutique.
Yeah.
That is true. And we usually we have rooms at the Alara, and they're actually super reasonable this year. Like, what? No, you don't think so?
Did you look?
Yeah, they were like 3 something that night.
That's a night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you have like 4 people in there, that's amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, and we have 4 people. We can have 4 people in a room, no problem. And so, it really is about, I was listening to something the other day about like farmers, like smart farmers and not very smart farmers. Smart farmers take part of their profits and they reinvest, they buy seed and they reseed. They don't spend all of whatever and that is really what this is. It's so different when you look at like a job versus a business owner, that we're business owners, and no one's going to make us go. No one's going to, say you have to go. It's completely voluntary. And something that I always think about too is, what would I want my team to do? What would I want? So if you're a team of 1 or you're a team of 2 or 2, what do you want your team to do? If you've been to GTC before, you know that you would want your team to be at GTC, right? You want them empower. I'm going to do it. Empower Live. I can do it. I can change. That it's what, if there's this opportunity, I remember I joined in May and I was so bummed that I missed it. I had to wait a whole year. Patty had just gotten back, and it's this opportunity for such a condensed, it carries you, honestly, going to this, like, it carries you through the next 6 months of whatever, because you just are so, first of all, you're with people. And then it's just this, wow, there's no denying what it is, like what this is, what we can provide people. You're just jazzed. Like, we're often like in between sessions, like having like a power hour, because I'm like, oh my gosh, Susie Smith needs to know about da 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 da, because we're just so collectively, the energy is bouncing off of each other. I feel like we've been so right now we're in a million different states, we're all over the place, to come together and sit in, a hotel room or a lobby or whatever, and like be together and work this together, and really hear firsthand. It's like, do we want to be professional or do we want to be an amateur? What do we want? Professionals go to conferences, amateurs don't, right? And so if it's good enough to do, it's good enough to do well. And so I feel like the folks that we, as a business owner, that we have asked to take a look at this, that we have as clients, we owe it to them. We owe it to ourselves and we owe it to them to be as knowledgeable as possible and to be as all in as we can be. And so this is a huge way of doing that. And so what I would highly encourage is just commit in your brain to like, I'm going, and then you work out the how. You just commit to the I am, and then you work out the how after that, because it will. Because if you don't, the how has a harder time working itself out if you've kind of got one foot in, one foot out. And so I could talk about it forever, but here's me again. Okay. Somebody else who's been before, what tipped it, and what do you got for the rest of these folks?
Sarah Carlson, you've been.
Yeah, I actually have gone every year since I became a consultant. And so I would echo what's been shared wholeheartedly. Rhonda, you said something about a sense of belonging. That's pretty massive. And just that, and then Lisa, just the how, like, don't focus on how much don't ever say to yourself, I can't afford this, because the truth is we can't afford not to. Mm-hmm. And it's like, not how can it's not, I can't afford it, it's how, so, but it is one of the few times where we are shoulder to shoulder and can really, it's just a remarkable sense of community. I mean, we talk about community, but you get to experience it shoulder to shoulder in that space. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for it. And, usually when it's been in April, we've always been very grateful for the sunshine. I know it's going to be in July and it's in Vegas, so it's going to be a little toasty. But that's all right. I just think it's going to be great.
I want to say too, besides, thank you. And besides, everything you guys have all talked about, even like Lisa suggested you come in that day early because the sessions do start at 1 o'clock on Wednesday. So it makes it really chaotic to try to fly in, get a cab, get booked into your room. If you're trying to get groceries, you just don't really have enough time. So Tuesday historically has been the day that people come in and we all hang at the pool, and the Alara has not as fancy a pool as the MGM, but it's just quieter. It's just nicer. There's room for us all. We just hang together. You can't put a price on that piece where we're all together, just hanging and sharing and laughing. And, it's some Arbonne conversations. It's not a lot. It's just family. There's just all kinds of stuff and just an excitement in the air that you can't even, it is priceless how we all come together. And this is a perfect hotel. There's no casino. We've got a really lovely lobby that we can hang out in as well. And then Wednesday morning, then, people are free to just, go back out at the pool for a while or go, for a great walk or a run or something. And then the sessions start at 1. And then that will be the night that we have the kickoff dinner with Holly. And Hope always organizes it. And it was so fabulous where she had the last time we were out there a couple of years ago. And it's Mexican and it's not expensive. And we get this whole giant outdoor patio to ourselves. And she's working on putting that together. Then we all walk over to the Grand Arena for the kickoff, which is just spectacular. It's just fun and magical. And, Christy, you said it, Arbonne just goes all out. And the feeling you'll get and the gratitude you'll have for yourself that you did this, it just will transcend. It's like, and I would say more than ever, this is a year we all need to be together because we've all been apart. Even though, some people live in the same areas and yet everyone had to be apart for such a long time, that I think Arbonne also knows that. And they're just gonna put as much special sauce on this one as they possibly can, because they're recognizing too that this is so needed by everybody. And so I just wanted to put in that little part about, outside of the conference, just that time together. And I think I said it before, there's always a party in Lisa's room, always. And one year I came down with I'd gotten my stuff earlier. So I came down with it all and it just like scattered around the room. People were trying everything. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. The Arbonne puts on that fabulous Arbonne experience. After the first grand night, then you can go look at all the products. You can try them, you can sample them, you can ask a billion questions. Not to mention that you can go buy your stuff, but you can get all the information you want to start reaching out to people. So it's like nothing else I've ever been to.
One other thing I wanted to say, that I had gone to a lot of conferences where you couldn't talk about God or mention that name. And I was shocked the first year I went and someone stood up and thanked God for, I don't even remember what, but it was like, holy cow, they mentioned his name. And it's just remarkable.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and just the fact that they like hold that space for everyone to be themselves and share what's important to them. And I was going to say the after effect. So like, yes, we're highlighting what it's like to be there and everything, but Lisa touched on like, what's it like after? Well, yeah, it does keep you going. There's amazing photo ops that Patty was just talking about, like in that setup. So if you had said you don't have great photos or enough photos, like there's an amazing setup for historically people to take great photos. But what happened to me afterwards is my vision completely blew up. Every obstacle that was in my life, I suddenly had the courage to be like, I'm not doing that anymore. It's not serving me and I'm going to choose this path. And for me, it got like a little bit more messier. People didn't understand like what I was doing, but the place that I'm in today, I am so much stronger and I am so much happier simply because my mind was open to something else. And that is not something that you can get really anywhere else.
Yes, 100%. I feel like it's just, it's one of those things where it's like, if you ever wish like, I wish I just had like a few days that, or, a couple days where I could just really focus on my Armand business. Here it is. Here it is. And it's with other people. And you're just infused constantly with like Krista said, like vision and just love and camaraderie and validation and belonging. And so it's really like equal parts, almost like entrepreneurial, like business, taking care of your business, taking care of yourself, taking care of those in your charge. Like it just is all of those things. It's being a leader. You're leading yourself, right? So you can better lead others. So, okay, it's 8:36. We are going to wrap it up. But there's going to be more info to come on this for sure. But just get those dates down, right? July 12th through July 16th. That's a Tuesday through a Saturday. And just block it now. Cause we know how it goes. The closer it gets, the more things magically get in the way. And so, we're in charge. Right. And so, all right, you guys are awesome. Love you. Can't wait to high five you all in Vegas. And, we will see you on Saturday Skills. Mwah.
Thanks, everybody.